Many years ago, I went to America just after I left school in 1981, and my grandmother gave me a camera and I started photographing in New York. I traveled around America and photographed all over, and for a while then I put the camera down and just did other things and tried to make money and tried to live. And a few years ago, I watched as the election was coming up, and I decided to return to America and photograph this country that was changing. I spent 3 trips 2 years ago going all over America, retracing the paths of my youth, going all over America from the south side of Chicago down to Mississippi, into Tennessee, the Rust Belt, New York, New Orleans, across the desert into San Francisco, which is kind of like nearly a second home, and down to Los Angeles. I redid it and returned for the election. I was there on election night in New York. The city seemed to kind of went into shock after the election of Trump. A couple of days later, I was down in the Rust Belt, and I kind of understood what was going on because it seemed like a lot of America was broken. This is a country that's really important to me. I've had a lifelong near obsession with different parts of it. You know, particularly the culture made me become what I am, because I found it more easier to become, to get involved in photography, on films and books through America, through the rock and roll lifestyle down at home. So on the 22nd of February, I'm having an exhibition of this work. I'm going to showcase 33 images from this trip. They're also appearing in a self-published book called Americans Anonymous. This is the biggest project I've ever undertaken. It's personal. It's my Everest. And I just hope I can maybe showcase a little bit of the hidden America to people in Ireland. This particular image that will be in the exhibition was taken early one morning as I was waiting for a bus to Baton Rouge. A prison van pulled up, and the guy in the Nirvana t-shirt was stabbing a cigarette, and I asked, could I take a photograph? And I started taking a photograph. And the guy in the foreground came through the image, and I knew as I pressed the shutter that this was a good image. I went inside, had a coffee, waiting for my bus, and the black guy came up to me and asked me, did I take his photograph? And I said, yeah. I said, and then he said, why? And I said, well, I'm taking photographs of life in America today. And he said, well, I've been away. I was in prison for 7 years. What are you going to do with the photograph? And I said, well, I'm hoping to have an exhibition of my work. He says, am I going to be in this exhibition? And I says, yeah, hopefully. And it kind of put him at peace. He seemed kind of nearly amazed that he was going to be in an exhibition. And he's very much about what life in America is today.